Hello everyone. So I just wanted to take a little bit of time to essentially introduce myself to everyone. Of course, there's going to be some people that know me, some people that absolutely don't know me. But I really wanted to talk a little bit about the next stage of my career and my life, essentially, and sort of how I want to involve everyone in this in these next creative stages and share certain creative experiences with everyone. So my name is Real John Baptiste. I'm an actor, a writer, a talk show host of a show I created called Cup of Tea, and I I actually studied law at university, and upon graduating, I found it absolutely necessary that I pursue a passion for acting that I found in university. So once I graduated, I felt that little bit more free to just sort of go and do my own thing. So I started acting by getting myself involved in some background work, which is, for those of you that don't know, is like being in the background of a film or a commercial. So I signed up to some agencies and got involved that way. I met some great people on the way there during that whole process. However, I found it, I soon quickly realized how dramatically I was failing at finding some like acting work of substance where, you know, I could really sort of sharpen the tools on that craft, and I really just didn't have any work. And so I went off on my own and I wrote a short film called The Artist, which was which was very simple and not very good. However, during the process, I did discover this infatuation, this love for writing, and this idea of sort of formulating complex ideas and putting them into story form in a sort of non-linear fashion, which is, I think, how I would describe my writing style. This brings me on to my most recent short film called Save Me From Myself, which is essentially in the final stages of its development. By no means are we there yet. We still have some issues with the sound, which still keep me up at night. We still need to adopt a certain color grade for the film, which we're working on. So we're not there yet, but I'm definitely excited to say that we are in the final stages of its development. I started writing this film towards the latter end of 2018, and I would say from start to finish, it took me around 6 months to formulate the entire script. The story surrounds the ever deteriorating mental health of one of our characters, Amelia, and the response of her boyfriend, Oliver, who constantly shrugs off her symptoms of poor mental health, depression and whatnot as an exaggeration or a phase in her life or something that's just in her head. One day, Oliver, the boyfriend, he meets an old man in the street, and it becomes apparent very quickly that there's more to this old man than just what meets the eye. Just before writing the script, I had my own battle with mental health, and I felt like I wasn't in control of my own mind. You know, I felt I had these negative thought patterns which felt like they were on a loop, just constantly, day in, day out, and you know, really it felt like there was just a pressure cooker inside of me that was just bubbling up, and I didn't really know who to talk to. I didn't really know what to say either, because at some point those feelings and emotions are internalized for so long that it almost becomes inexplicable because it's just a feeling. And yeah, so that became quite severe, and I started to think about all the people in the world that would be going through something similar. And I started reading testimonies of other people when they would speak on their mental health and the challenges that they faced and how bad it can really get. And you know, I adopted this sort of new world view of thinking about other people, and after adopting that sort of new world view, what materialized out of that was a story, words that I put into a script. And for me, it was so beneficial for me to do that, because it felt like that pressure that I was talking about before, that internalized pressure, for me it was like a release of that pressure to finally get it out in some format. And for me, that format was words, was a script, was an interpretation, a story. You know, it felt good. You know, it felt good because not only did I write a story about mental health, but I wrote a story about mental health that tackles mental health from a unique and sort of outside looking in perspective. There was a time where I thought perhaps mental health might not be the right words to use to describe the film, but they are. they are the right words, and as cliche as it might sound, yeah, I think they are the right words. This is a story about mental health, and I can't wait to share it with everyone out there and bring you all in on the experience of this film, you know, what it feels like to watch the film, the kind of feeling that you're left with that lingers after you've finished watching it. I literally cannot wait to finally invite you all to the screening that we're going to have for this film, where we can all sit back and enjoy the emotions and the experience of this film being projected onto the big screen for the very first time. I cannot wait for that. Save Me From Myself is one piece of a grand puzzle which I hope to mold together throughout the course of my life, and I just can't wait to share the experience of this film and everything that we put into it with you guys. And I created a slogan, or like a quote, that I always reference when I talk about my my creative aspirations, because I always said that I was going to sort of live by this quote, and the quote is create to inspire. Create to inspire. And if I can inspire someone with this film to do what they love or chase their dreams or any of that cliche stuff, then that would really make me happy. Yeah, so that's it, guys. Until next time.